Hi there, I'm back. Thank you for being so patient. I realize I've been away for quite some time, but there's a reason for it. Do you want to know what I've been up to all this time? Join me for a few minutes and I'll tell you all about it. Welcome. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jan Malmgren. I'm a Swedish photographer, ecologist and writer. This channel is for all things photography related and even more so focused on medium format photography, since that is what I do most. With that said, I think the content here has a little bit of everything for everyone who is interested in becoming a better photographer. If that sounds good to you, please consider subscribing. It's been almost exactly a year since I went online with the first video on this channel, and it has been an amazing ride. So far there are 35 videos in the library, well over the rate at which I thought I would make them. From the start I considered making one video per month a fair goal. Turned out it went smoother than I thought, and with the feedback from you fine people out there, it was even a lot of fun. I am so grateful for your support, comments and questions. We're building a small community here and I encourage each and every one of you to ask anything in the comments below. I read them all. Giving this episode a thumbs up is also a way of supporting the growth of this channel. So tag along. It is indeed exciting times. When I make this episode, the channel has 879 subscribers. Can you believe it? And any day now we will pass over 3,000 watch hours. It is amazing and nothing I really could have imagined. Seeing the statistics, I am also humbled by the hard work that is put down by all those YouTubers out there who has endlessly more subscribers than I do. It's really impressive. What has happened since I last showed up here, which was in December, just before Christmas. Some of you may remember that I was going to have a knee surgery, and I did, and it went well. Some people I have talked to say that total knee replacement surgery is among the most painful thing one can go through. I don't have any other kinds of surgery to compare with, but let me tell you, I have had my fair share of pain this time around. So much is true. But recovery has been okay. A lot of painful struggle each day doing exercises, training the joints and muscles to behave normally again, fighting against stiffness and swelling. And you know, I'm not much for taking painkillers, but it wouldn't have worked at all if I didn't. So anyways, you're not here to hear about my post-operative daily struggles. Let's just conclude that I'm back on track and the knee is healing fine, right in time for spring. I am sure you can imagine that I haven't been out photographing much this winter. None at all, actually. Walking with crutches in ice and snow wasn't on my mind. Less so with my camera gear. So instead I throw in a mix of older photos in this episode. They are from previous winters, of course, taken with medium format cameras, and I hope you enjoy them. Let's talk a bit about channel growth. Just before I had my surgery, I had filmed a very long episode about what I loved about my Fujifilm GFX100II. It turned out to be over an hour long. I hope you have seen it. I also made two shorts, one to draw attention to the long video and one about the concept camera Fujifilm worked on in the beginning of their GFX journey, which I briefly introduced in the GFX100II long video. They have all been very successful. The GFX100II long video has over 4,600 views, the GFX100II short over 3,700 views. And lo and behold, the Fujifilm concept camera short has nearly 68,000 views. All three of them really took off, and I had a lot of great comments to all three. A few drab ones, of course, but I usually delete them. You know, it's my channel, so I can determine what to keep. And I am not a fan of sour grapes. What more has been going on? Well, in each episode, when I introduce myself to new viewers, you know that I say that I'm a photographer, ecologist, and writer. I don't talk much about that here in this channel, since this is photography related. But this winter, with me being at home and having more time at my disposal, I have finally been able to catch up with a few of my other projects. And I wanted to share a bit of what I have been doing. Scientific research is one such thing. As I am not affiliated with my old university anymore, where I did my PhD and some of my research, whenever I decide to publish any of my research today, I do this as an independent scientist, an indie. That's a cool title, isn't it? Even though time has passed, I still have a few data sets to analyze that I want to publish sooner or later. So that's one thing I have looked into this winter. I must say, going through massive amounts of data, preparing them for statistic analysis, is so much easier today with the assistance of AI. I know many of you out there, perhaps even among you viewers, are skeptical about AI, but let me tell you, used right, they can be a helping hand. And analyzing data is one of those areas. There was a time when I went through tens of thousands of data points and prepared them for statistical analysis. It was super tedious, much easier now. So that's one thing I have been doing. Preparing for writing some papers, actually. And speaking of writing, you know, as a writer, I have a number of scientific papers under my belt and also edited book chapters, popular scientific articles and reports. But when I talk about myself as a writer, it is about one of my other main life interests, namely writing fiction. I can't really call myself a published author with regards to that, but as so many others, I work on a few manuscripts, dreaming of having them published sooner or later. It may be as it may with that, but reading and writing has been an important and significant part of my life, and I love both. And I write a lot. Wherever I go, I always bring with me tools for writing when I travel. If I go really light, I only pack my iPad mini and an Apple keyboard in my backpack. With those, I can write just about anything, anywhere. As a matter of fact, most of what I say on this channel has started out as manuscripts on my iPad mini. I am using IA Writer to do my writing, not AI Writer. It is a very simple, distraction-free piece of software, and it handles markdown syntax well, which makes it possible to mark and pre-format headlines, bold text, italics, etc. in the text file. So when the text is open in Word for editing, it reads the markdown syntax and formats it correctly. When I am writing with my iPad mini setup at home, I usually use my Keychron V2 Max keyboard. I just love a mechanical keyboard and a distraction-free interface. On the iPad, I also have set a dedicated writing focus mode that turns off any notifications and other disturbances. I find that this setup is extremely efficient for focusing on writing only, you know, eliminating all other sources of distraction. If you're writing, I am sure you also have your favorite distraction-free setup. I write the drafts, going quickly with the flow, not concentrating on fixing errors or editing as I go, and I import the text into Word for editing at a later stage. So currently I am writing on a sci-fi novel and a children or young adult mystery. I'm having so much fun with them, and hopefully I can share them with you sometime in the future. I will keep you posted when that happens, of course. Music has always been a big part of my life too. Growing up in the 1970s, there was so much great music, and Sweden is a country where music has played an important role in our identity. For example, we take the Eurovision Song Contest really seriously, and bands like ABBA, Roxette, Europe, Ace of Base, Robin, Avicii, Swedish House Mafia, Ghost, etc. all have the Made in Sweden stamp all over them. When I went to high school, of course, I was in a band. I play the bass, and I still do, and fiddle with the guitar, of course, and do some singing too, believe it or not. Back then, we wrote original songs, doing only a few covers every now and then to fill the repertoire. Growing up, I have played in a number of bands. Of course, I didn't end up being a superstar, but I have had and still have so much great fun with music. And here's a little spoiler alert for you. I know many of you out there are allergic to all things AI. So with that said, if you are among those people, this is the point where you leave or turn the volume down. It is up to you if you want to listen or not. You have been warned. We live in fantastic times. I am not much for using generative AI in my photography or writing. But, and here it comes, using AI assistance in music is a tool that can really enhance your creativity. Sure, there are people out there who just write, "Make me a country song about unanswered love," and press enter. And I agree that what you get then is pure AI slop. But if you are an independent musician and don't have the money or a label holding your back and covering your expenses, you simply can't afford renting a studio. You can't afford hiring a producer, a sound engineer, studio musicians, singers. That holds you back, and there's only so much you can do about it. Enter AI. I have a lot of my own material from way back. Lyrics, song ideas, snippets of riffs and chord progressions, recordings and demo tapes. Some made by me alone, some co-written with others, some recorded in bands. So together with one of my long-lasting friends from the band days, we set about to make something out of the material we had lying around this autumn and winter. We never really stopped sharing musical ideas with each other, not even when we moved around to different cities, building careers, growing children, etc. But there's Dropbox, and we both used GarageBand or Logic on the Mac to make recordings and send riffs and instrumental parts back and forth between us. So you can imagine that we have built quite a collection of stuff over the years. What we did now was bring in some of those demos, song ideas, lyrics, etc., into an AI and trained it on our music so that the bass would remain consistent with our original material. The AI then returned ideas for arrangements and some musical parts that we later took out into our DAWs, in our case Logic, where we added instruments and effects where needed. And we also did the final mix there. We also used an online tool for doing the mastering to match the needs of online streaming. To us, this is not AI-generated music, it's more AI-assisted. Semantics perhaps, but to me, it makes a difference. It is much like if we actually had rented a studio, a sound engineer, studio musicians and singers. To us, it was great fun, and the output turned out just like we had always wanted the songs to sound like, had we had the money to go into the studio and record them. It blew us away, actually. We began playing together in our teens in the band, and now we are both approaching 60. The technological revolution that has taken place in between those points is simply breathtaking. So all in all, we picked out 10 songs, all written during a period from 1985 till today. We also blew life into an old band name idea we had kept all this time, Mississippi Mudpuppies. So if you are interested and like catchy blues-based rock, head over to your favorite streaming platform and search for Mississippi Mudpuppies. The 10 songs make up an album called Driving to the Delta. There is also a website where you can read more about the project, and if you subscribe to the newsletter on the website, you will get a free album booklet download, where there is some background to each of the songs, together with lyrics, etc. You can find links in the description below. Okay, if there are any AI haters still left out there, welcome back. I won't speak much more about that project here. It will have its own trajectory on the side. So, fine people, if you have made it this far, thank you so much for your attention. This was sort of a summing up of what I have been doing since I last posted anything here. Now, going forward, I will have full focus here on photography, and I hope to be out there with my camera again soon. And once again, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and press that bell button so you get updates whenever there's new content. Also, give the channel a thumbs up and post comments and questions in the field below. I look forward to reading them and to get in touch with you all. Okay, that's all for this episode, folks. Until we meet again, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.